are listening to D&D Dynamite 80s, the premier 80s podcast out of Nashville, Tennessee, as DC likes to say, and I'm checking us out here as we go. We're doing our normal weekly show, only we're doing it Monday night instead of Wednesday night this
Yeah.
week.
Yeah. Due
So
to the
thank you for
holiday.
that. All right, we are live on YouTube. For those of you
Yes,
that
sir.
are joining in on YouTube, you are welcome that we are now live. I know you couldn't wait.
All right. Let me get to our intro and all that.
Yes,
And we'll get
let me
rocking
get
and
this one
rolling with it.
rolling.
Yes, sir.
Hi, this is Ivan from Men Without Hats, and you're listening live from Nashville to the D&D Dynamite 80s podcast with DC and D8.
Live from Nashville, Tennessee, you are listening to the D&D Dynamite 80s podcast with your hosts, DC and DH. So guys, take it away.
Take it, man.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, for the last time in 2024.
That's hard to believe, isn't it?
Welcome in to D&D Dynamite 80s. I'm DH.
I am DC, along with our bestest friend, Tammy Dever, is with us as well.
Yes.
The co-host of the year.
Yes. And that was, you just blew it. I was giving the award out. I was going to open the envelope and everything.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Man.
Sorry about that.
And Tammy, with that award, you get the same pay I get every week, zero. So congratulations.
I'm so honored.
Yeah, we appreciate Tammy stopping in the Austin, Texas area.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you.
Hey,
appreciate you
folks,
taking a little
tell
time
me.
with us tonight.
Telling you right now, New Year's Eve, tomorrow night, if you get a chance, get the book, Ultimate Mixtape. You will love it. What an amazing New Year's Eve party right there.
I would too.
Look, it's a party.
Hey.
We're all ready.
Yes, there's a side A and a side B.
Side B, yes. We haven't mastered side A yet. So I
No,
don't even know that we
still
can
working
start
side
B.
We can't flip to side B yet.
Oh, no. But Tammy, thank you for joining us. DC earned the surprise. I was going to present you with the award of co-host of the year. So since he earned the surprise, I'll just say, well, welcome into the show.
Oh,
so
man.
won't even do the award now. I mean, you were going to get a new Cadillac and everything, but just he blew it.
You need to send some of that money my way then.
You were the one paying for it. What are you
Oh,
talking about?
Okay. All right. Well, let's get rolling with 24, wrapping it
Let's
up
do
here,
it.
man. First of all, and, like I said at the start, Tammy's been on the ride with us for some of these.
Oh, yes. Amazing
And
job.
we're going to let Roy in here from the
All
Roy
right.
Band.
Yeah,
How
come
about
on
that?
in, Roy.
We'll let Roy in. The Roy Band has become great
Yes.
friends of ours, and they are just great people
And again,
and fantastic musicians. We've
Check
been
them
out
out.
to their theater a couple of different times. There's
Yes.
Roy.
Hey,
Roy,
Roy, how
appreciate
are
you
you?
joining us
Yeah.
in, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Roy.
Happy
Roy.
early New Year to you. We
Yeah.
appreciate you
Is
joining
right.
us in. Hey,
Heck
Yes,
yeah.
hey.
we're excited.
Hang in there.
about-
We're gonna have some good time tonight. Going just reminiscing about all the folks that we had in the year, and I'm glad you're on here because we were gonna definitely have some big time air time for you guys as well.
Yeah.
So
And I was going to give a
that's
shout
awesome
out.
that you're here.
DC, I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out.
Yeah.
January 11th. January 11th.
January
Oh,
the
yeah.
11th.
Right.
What a momentous occasion. D&D
We are going to do a
Dynamite.
live show
Yes.
before the Roy Band performs their show on
Yes.
January the 11th. So we're thrilled about doing that.
And folks, even though you're joining in and you're probably not going to enjoy our show, stick around because we're going to get some live music from the Roy Band on there that I know
Yes.
you're going to love. So,
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So I think Rock and Roll Rev is going to actually be one of the co-hosts for
Yes,
us as
he
well.
is.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
we're fired up about that.
Going to be an amazing night.
Yes.
He is always fired up, as you know.
I just need a little bit of his energy, just
Yes.
a tad.
100%.
I tell you what, if we could get the Rock and Roll Rev and Tammy together, you talking
Oh
about
my
an amazing
gosh, you're
show.
talking about a great
Yeah.
show.
It would be amazing.
So Roy from the Roy Band,
Hmm.
out of the Franklin, Brentwood areas,
Yeah.
kind of where their home base is. We'll talk about their stuff a little bit tonight as well as we reminisce. But Tammy Dever, as people are joining in live, Tammy
Yes.
is a sponsor of ours. Good friend of ours,
Nice.
been a great friend of ours through the whole process of this show being developed. Just an 80s lover as well. And yeah, she's joining us
Trying
from
to
the
get my
Austin,
stuff
Texas
Yes.
area. We're going to talk about some
Oh,
of her
nice.
trivia books and all kinds of cool stuff that she also
the
does
way,
as well. So we appreciate you both joining us.
DC, we have our first
Yep.
comment of the night, and it's for Tammy. This
Okay.
listener wants to know, Tammy, where have you been? I've had to put up with these two knuckleheads for so
I believe that. No, she's done a couple of, what's it been, Tammy? 2 or 3 at least?
Yes.
Oh,
Maybe
yes.
three or more.
Oh yeah, one,
It's-
two,
yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, it's been
at least 8 this year, guys.
yes.
Oh my
amazing.
gosh, she's co-host 8 of these things.
Yes.
Okay, well there
And
you go.
speaking of that, DC, why don't you share out, because you shared some numbers with me. Why don't you give them a little D&D trivia?
Little touch of
Yes.
some numbers that we put together. Okay, we did over 50 plus shows this year, which is an incredible number for a podcast show for sure. We're at about 180 plus shows on our YouTube channel that everybody can go and see
since we
those.
started doing videos.
Since we've done this, started the video stuff, we're at about 220 total shows.
Yes.
Where we were just doing strictly the podcast thing at the very start. And tell our guests and people that are chiming in here that what was the name of that first show that we came up with the $5 microphone, guys?
Yes,
We had a $5 microphone plugged into DH's cell phone, and we did our very first show that way.
So this show first went live on March 16th, 2021. So we'll be starting year 5 here.
Year
soon.
5 this
And
year
it
in
was
25.
The top rockers of the 80s. where
Top rockers
we
of
did
the
a
80s
top
was
10
the,
list.
was the topic.
Nice.
That's right.
And DC's
That's
list
right.
was totally wrong.
Oh yeah, I
Mine was
blew that
right.
one like I
So-
always blow the shows here.
Mine was right on point with Van Halen
Right.
number 1.
Right.
DC's totally wrong, so we had to throw his out, but it was all good.
All right. So what I had in mind for most of the show was to go and give credit to all our guests. I'll give a list out, and then DH and whoever else wants to kind of say anything, just something that may stick out to that particular performer or whatever that kind of comes to your mind. And I know Tammy, we had a good time with Europe's drummer joining in, so we can talk
Yeah.
about that one. Super nice guy. So we'll talk about that show as well. But let me start out with the actors and the actresses that we had in 2024. Amy Simon, Deborah Stipe, Suzanne Snyder, Paul Karafotis, our good friend.
The Vooch.
The Vooch, yeah, all the right moves guy.
Yes.
Adrienne Barbeau, who was my favorite.
Amazing.
She was amazing. Callie Del Rey from the Cobra Kai series.
Yes.
And Elizabeth Gorsey, who was in Footloose and Teen Wolf and all those 80 movies, 80s teen movies. So,
And you know,
what a list. What a list.
we had all those folks on, and a lot of them are producers now, and we never
Yeah.
got a movie part.
No. We asked them if we could even be an extra, and they paused and said, no, I don't think so.
All I wanted to be was the old guy sitting on the bench eating a cheeseburger as the stars walked by. That's the only role I ever wanted.
Right. And I think we could pull that off.
I could pull that off pretty easily. I can tell you that. I'll even drop a pickle.
But it was amazing. All of them said, kind of did the same thing. They kind of paused and like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So
We
there
got
you
that.
go. We tried.
We got that. Don't call us. We'll call you on that one.
Right. Guys, Adrienne Barbeau was on Maude and all kinds of things. One of my all-time favorites, Cannonball Run, Back to School. She was Rodney Dangerfield's wife in that, and just a terrific lady, class lady, and she actually stayed on a lot longer than we thought. Her advisor or whatever they're called had first told me when we were corresponding and setting it up. She just had a good time, and it went twice as long as the time that was allotted. We were allotted with her, and we've had that through the years. Well, you got 20. You'll have 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Well,
and they get on. We'll have them an hour. Every one of them's been like that.
it's
So that's
kind of-
credit to you, my buddy.
Well,
That's
it's kind
credit
of
to
where
you.
our show goes, and
Yeah.
I kind of took something that Roy said to heart, and it really made sense if you think about this. Roy, when we came down and visited, and we were talking and just talking in general, and you said, for the 2 hours on stage or 2.5 hours, I don't have to be a dad. I'm not the granddad. I'm not a boss. I'm not this. You said, in your words, you said you get to be Roy for that time.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, when I reflect on our show,
Such great,
I think those are words of
great words.
inspiration for our
Yeah.
show, because for the time we get to be on here, he's David, I'm Dale. I love being a dad. I love being a pop. That's my favorite role in the world. I love what I do as an assistant principal. But for this time on our show, it's Roy put it so prophetically
Yeah.
that we get to be us for that time.
That's right. That's
And
exactly
Roy,
right.
I was wondering, where's the red the red scarf, headband?
The bandana tonight.
The
Well,
bandana.
as you guys know, I'll usually wear one of those on my head, which is, the maximum poser move. But I also wear them on my wrist. But
Right.
it is hilarious that when you're playing, and as nasty and stinky and sweaty as that gets, and you throw it out to the crowd, that people grab, you see a hand come through the fog, and it's like, and I'm just like, this is disgusting, but hey, I'm into it. Let's have a good time. And then I'll pull the one off my wrist later in the show and pitch that out. And so, to be fair, we have like a big box of those or whatever, and I just get a clean one to start each show with.
There you go.
Which was
That's the
probably a
actual
good
true
idea for
trick to
everyone.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the trick to it. Okay. He gave us the trick. We got a
I
new one
have
each
to
show.
sidebar
Yeah.
for a second, because Tammy, on the 80s trivia thing. So we have John, who MCs most of our shows,
Yes.
Yes.
and during our set break or whatever, we'll go back to get water and change or whatever, and John comes out and does 80s trivia.
Nice.
So I just want to send an open invitation that if you're ever in Nashville, we would love to have you come out and do that, because we will have like Aquanet out on the tables, and
Yes.
Yes,
little
they do.
boom boxes, and the glow in the dark necklaces and bracelets, and we have a giant disco ball or whatever. So it's just fun, but people love the trivia. We did a show in Martin, Tennessee. John had lost his voice, and there were 3 or 4 people that got us after the show. They're like, "We're so disappointed. We studied our trivia. We were ready to go, man." And anyway, I didn't mean to sidebar the show, but I think trivia is just super fun, and just like the music, I think it's another thing that just puts a pin on a certain time, and helps people just kind of rewind and just smile and remember just how much fun they had around all of that or whatever. So
Sure.
that's
so
a really
true.
cool thing.
Roy, thank you. That is so awesome. And I'm dying to get out that way. So one of these times I'm going to get out there for several days. We'll have to time it when you got a show there. And let me tell you something else. So you guys know about the books, but along with a friend of mine, we have developed an in-person trivia show that is amazing,
Nice.
especially for like corporate events and private parties and all that. It's called Ultimate Mixtape Live. We put teams of people together. We do music trivia out of my books. So if you memorize both the books, you'll know the answers. And then you have to work in teams to not only answer the questions, but to get bodacious bonus points. We have people doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Good word choice.
It is so much fun. Of course, I'm going to plug my site. It's ultimatemixtapelive.com. Go check it out. It's a riot.
Hey, folks, every time we open that Ultimate Mixtape book, and every time Tammy's on here, we think we know the 80s. Oh, no. She stomps us every time.
Remember, you need to get side A and side B. Side B is the green one, right behind her back there.
Okay.
Side A, DH and I still having lots and lots of trouble. So if you think you know it, you might be in for a rude awakening.
And I would say Tammy's probably got some trivia standing by.
It's some great stuff.
I bet she's got some things for us tonight.
Probably so. So we'll definitely throw some of those in as well. I bet Roy can stump us all.
I probably say, yep.
Well, you guys are pups. I was living it, so maybe, I don't know. The interesting thing about the 80s, and, there's a big variety of folks in our band, and with Kimberly and Dave and Rob and Birch and all those guys or whatever, it's so interesting. So if I can just kind of sidebar this as a trivia note.
No, whatever you want.
So music was very regional in the 80s. And so what that means is I grew up in a little town called Gulf Breeze, Florida, which is right on the Gulf Coast. And our band back then was called Sons of Beaches. And I know that's ridiculous, but we were just a beach party band or whatever. And so there were a lot of big shows out on the beach or whatever. You get 50,000 people out there. It's crazy. But we didn't play those. You would have like Huey Lewis come in or whatever. So, music being very regional, what that meant is you might have something like New Girl Now. We play that in our shows. Like, well, when I brought that song up, Dave Clow, who was from up in Ohio, and he's like, I don't even know what you're saying. Like, it sounds cool, but like, I was like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
And so they were like, oh, no one's going to really know this. So I was like, just trust me on this. So afterwards, we do the show, and my favorite song, I haven't heard that in years. And so I think the cool thing about trivia, particularly in the 80s, is it depends on where you live as to what you're going to know and get. And Tammy will know that obviously way better than me, but it was really an interesting lesson back in those days. You could go pitch a DJ and get your song out there, and things might get played in your region, but you really may not get outside of that bubble. So anyway, I didn't want to take away, but just a fun trivia thing that can be really weird, because somebody, I don't know, back then we had 3, 5, and 10, right? So that was our 3 channels. So everyone might be really versed in channel 3, but they have no idea what's going on channel 5. I wonder, we're going to order your books. I can't wait to bring them to a show, because we're going to, if it's okay to plagiarize and use the trivia from there in a show, but maybe we can use that.
Yeah, just plug them books.
Plug the books. And use it to call you out by name on the stage and try to get you to come out. But I just, I'm interested to see how much of this stuff I have no idea,
Oh, it's, and the way she does it, it's like when you hear some of the categories, if she does some tonight, you're going to be like, that is so cool the way she put this together. It's just really cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Absolutely. Speaking of musicians, let's do our list of musicians that we had. Artemis Pyle from Leonard Skinner.
Oh,
Mike Skill from Romantics.
Yep.
J.J. French from Twisted Sister.
Yes.
2 of the original members of the Kings. The Kings were very popular in the 70s.
Yeah.
Paul Roberts joined us from England.
Yep.
Sniffing the Tears.
Yep.
Driver's seat.
Absolutely.
The driver's seat.
Driver's seat. Yep.
Great song.
Very nice gentleman. Very nice gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
We were it was enjoyable to speak with him. Wally Reyes from Chicago.
Yep.
So
Tammy helped set that one up for us.
That was very cool.
Michael Hanston from Glass Tiger. Once again, Tammy helped us set that one up. T.G. Shepard. We had T.G. Shepard on as well.
What an amazing individual.
Oh, and it was fun to hear the Elvis stories, being a good friend of Elvis that he was. And I think Elvis purchased his first touring bus.
Yeah.
I think he told us, which was pretty cool. That's pretty cool stuff. Just a great gentleman. Jim Keller, not too long ago, right before Thanksgiving, we had Jim Keller, who was with one of the co-founders of Tommy Two-Tone.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic guy.
Gracious.
Rudy Sarzo was one of my favorites.
Wow.
I took Ozzy, Quiet Riot, White Snake. He's been with.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Just an awesome guy as well. Joey Canyon. Mm-hmm. Joey Canyon was fantastic. He is the Canyon Star. Gave us the Canyon Star TV chance.
Yes.
By the way, folks, if you're listening in, catch us on the Canyon Star TV network as well. That's where our show can be seen as well. But Joey Canyon, just a awesome guy. John Karabi, who filled in on Motley Crue for a little while.
Yes.
Lives in Nashville.
Yep.
Joined us from Nashville. Ian Hoglin, that we had the pleasure of interviewing, Tammy and myself. Europe's drummer. Fantastic guy as well.
Yes.
Ivan Dorshik. I'll get it right in a second. We had a fun one with that one. Tammy, you were on that one as well.
Yeah, that was
Where we did the safety dance.
Yep. All of
Yes.
us.
Yeah, the singer of Men Without Hats, and he does our intro for us as well. So
Yes. Hey,
we
so
appreciate
good.
that. Sherry Cooley from Climax
Yes.
was on,
Wow.
and last but definitely not least, Kimberly Dahm, who is with the Roy Band now.
Amazing.
But was with Boston, the very first female to be in
Yes.
Boston. So we definitely had a unbelievable list of musicians this year. For sure.
And DC, while you're doing it, let's go ahead and do our list of bands and tribute artists that we had on as well.
All right, and we got people waiting in the waiting room, so let
All
me
right,
get
bring
them in here real quick.
Yes.
Don't want to lose them, do we?
No, bring everybody in.
All right.
It's
Let's
a
see what we
party
got.
on a
I
Monday
think it's
night.
our buddy Paul Carafotis.
Hey, there he is, the Vooch in the house.
I think so. Let's see if Paul comes on. And everybody will know Paul. He's in that.
There's
There's
Paul. There he is.
Paul. Our good friend Paul Carafotis.
Welcome in, Paul. Thank you for joining us.
We can't hear you. No volume. No volume yet for Paul.
Well, the fellas had a hat on, so that's why I put a hat on. So
Yes.
I
Yes.
noticed Paul's got one too, and I'm
Yes.
like, well, I've got
Yes.
a fender hat sitting here.
Mine is because I'm bald and the light.
Yeah,
comes up
we
on
don't want to
everybody.
blind people. So
Man,
that's our problem.
that's a lot of love.
He can hear us. Okay, he can hear us. We just can't hear him yet. All right. As Paul's getting all hooked up and joining us, let me go ahead and give the tribute bands. And man, were there
Yes,
some awesome tribute bands.
Awesome band.
Deaf Legend,
Yes.
Def
So
Leppard,
good.
Kids in America, which nationally tours as well. Mostly 80s bands. Small. It's a 2-person group out of Atlanta. Unique kind of thing they do as well. But they were super, super nice people as well. The DSB band, that's a Journey band from California that joined us. Livewire. Tammy, were you on that one as well, I think? The Motley Crue one?
Yeah, we had a ball with those.
Yeah, they were
that was a
awesome.
great one.
Live, so check them out. Livewire, and they were very lively.
Yes.
They were very entertaining. Very entertaining. Jetheads, Julianne Bemis from the California area as well joined us. Super, super talent. She does the Joan Jett and the Blackhearts tribute. And so that was an awesome one. The New York Bee Gees, who actually were going to perform, they performed at TPAC.
I don't know. If you saw
Paul's
Paul.
going
Paul was
to start
jamming.
in on a
He was
song.
jamming.
Come on.
Oh, man. Then a group that I think we know, the Roy Band,
Amazing.
was
Amazing.
fantastic
Yes.
as well. Joined us this year. The
Yes.
Hair Metal Giants, I
Yep.
think, was Tammy as well.
Yep.
Tammy set that one up for us. Very talented folks. Pretty unique one here, DH. Face Value.
Yes.
That gentleman does a Phil Collins tribute.
Yes,
And he's
that's a great
very,
guy.
very, very talented
job.
man. We had a great time with him as well. Gypsy Dreams. I think they're out of California as well. Gypsy Dreams does the Fleetwood Mac tribute, and they actually did 2 songs live on
Yes.
our show for us, which was the first time we've ever done that. And that was pretty cool. Becky Moon, very talented lady, does a Tina Marie tribute. She's out of California as well. Then we talked with Slippery When Wet.
Yes.
A Bon Jovi folks that are very talented. This one was the unique one, though. This one sticks out to me big time. 2 brothers that are middle school age,
Yes,
very talented young men they are, and their father make up the band, and it's called Raised Wrong.
Yep.
Raised
Oh,
Wrong.
yeah. Yep.
And you talk about talented. These guys, and they're not. They're kids. I mean, they're middle school age. But man, when they were very impressive. DH.
Definitely.
When you ask them questions, very professional. They were very, very mature for their age, and they were fun. They were fun and very talented. Check out their work on YouTube and anywhere else you can find their work. But those parents should be very, very proud. They got talented young men in their family for sure. And then Journey from the Heart. Journey from the Heart is a tribute locally. Journey and the Heart, which is Barracuda. Barracuda is actually the tribute band. But they join forces together from time to time and do Journey from the Heart. And we had both the lead people on for that one. So fantastic group of tributes, DH.
Yeah. Also, a couple of quick shout outs. And Paul, I don't know if you've got your microphone up. Still working on it. Okay.
Still working.
We're good.
Okay.
We're good. Hey, we just appreciate you joining in. I just want to give a couple of shout outs, DC, that you didn't mention. One to one of our good friends.
Try Paul on a different one here.
Okay.
Connecting to audio for Paul C.
So it's trying to connect in.
It's trying to connect.
I want to give a shout out to our good friend David Lowry.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what a great guy.
David's helped us tremendously.
Oh, yeah. What a great guy.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
And I still want to tell Randy at Boomerosity we still haven't received any cookies yet, so I'm still waiting on those. So.
Randy Patterson of Boomerosity. Yes.
Yes.
Check out his work as well. He has interviewed some fantastic people.
Yes.
And has a great show as well.
DC, here's what I want to ask you, man. I'm going to put you on the spot. What were some of your favorite moments? Because I think Paul's giving us a signal. He's still working. Hey, we're still working. It's okay.
Yeah.
Because
if you want to go log off and try to come back on, that'd be awesome too. Let's try that.
So I'm going to tell you one of my favorite moments, and it's not just because Roy's on here. We've had a lot of great favorite moments. Tammy, anytime you co-host is like an amazing show. You do an amazing job.
Thank you.
And Roy, when we came out and went live, we've done that one other time with Rubik's Crew, but when we came out to your theater,
they're great.
Live, I mean, it was just an amazing show that night.
Thank you.
You know, I'm going to tell you, DC, I cannot tell you how appreciative I am of all of our friends that have been on our show over the last 4 years.
Well, they're family. They're family.
Everyone's family. And Tammy and Roy, everybody that comes on, Paul, you guys are the ones that make our show and want to watch our show because we're just two old goofballs having some fun. We don't do anything special.
No.
I appreciate.
No, we don't do anything special.
No, I appreciate the connections we've made and everyone that's become a part of the D&D family. You guys have driven this ride for us as we're going into year 5. And, you know, like I said, I just really appreciate what y'all do and the talents y'all share with the community and in turn coming on the show and sharing that with everybody. Yeah. So thank y'all very much for that.
Absolutely. All right. So we're 3 categories down. Our 4th category is miscellaneous topics. Tammy helped us with this as well. We 80s nostalgia experts. It's a mixture of podcasters that do 80s stuff.
Yes.
Just a mixture of just talented people that love the 80s as well. So let me give that a quick rundown as well. Sandy Kay is out of Australia. We've had people from Australia,
everywhere,
Sweden. We've interviewed people, tons of people in England.
And you still
it's crazy.
And
it's
you
just
still
crazy.
haven't given me a raise on this thing yet. I mean,
all right. But Sandy's
been paid.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're getting the same salary I am, Tammy. I see how this works.
So Sandy Kay she does a podcast show where she does a lot of famous musicians as well. Radio presenter. She's been on radio and TV in Australia for years. Just a super nice lady. And she actually co-hosted one of these with me.
Yep.
So we appreciate Sandy, and she was going to try to be on, but of course the difference in times and stuff is pretty hard on her to try to make those connections. Then we had a fun show, DH, with Lillian Narodowski.
Yes.
She was one of the Dance Party USA teams. She was on the show on a regular basis, and that was interesting to hear all about that stuff. She got to meet all the cool bands that were on there. You know, she was a regular on the show and was invited back 2 or 3 years in a row, and all that cool stuff. That was a fun show as well. Tara P is the TikTok person that does all the different skits, 80s types of skits. So check out her work, Tara P.
I haven't heard from Aunt Betty or Grandma in a while.
That's two of her characters. That's two of her characters. So very talented and funny lady she is. The New Wave podcast. Grace Chan is an 80s expert. We appreciate Grace being on. A guy that Roy will know. A guy named Brady Weldon.
Yeah. Absolutely.
The Rock and Roll Reverend. We had a great show with him, a very energetic show. Claudia Stavola, the comedian. That was a fun show as well. Liz Worth, nice lady, 80s podcaster and author. This is one that sticks out to me. This is a pretty cool one. Diana Goodman was one of Elvis Presley's girlfriends.
Yes.
So she had a lot of fun stories about him. Holly Christensen is one of our sponsors as well. She's founder of Magic Yarn Project, and DH will mention them at the end. They do headwear for cancer, kids fighting cancer, and it's strictly free. So they're a free organization. And they need your help. Any kind of help that you can provide them, please reach out to those fine folks. Magic Yarn Project. Chris Clues is who I was talking about, Tammy.
Yes.
Chris was our guest. We had a ball with him. And Tammy helped set that one up as well. He's an author and speaker of the 80s pop culture. So, businesses hire him, and he comes in there, and he does 80s references to things. And he is very, very talented gentleman himself in what he does. I've got to read his books. The books, I'm sure, are awesome.
Definitely.
I've heard a lot about those, and I need to get on that.
Yeah.
So, Chris Clues, check him out as well. Then we went with the Canyon Star, our Canyon Star TV neighbor. The Rosie and Bill. Rosie and Bill show. Super nice people that do interviewing kind of like what we do as well. Just people in the entertainment industry. And they have a fantastic show on Canyon Star TV. Christina, a lot of energy as well. She does a lot of TikTok 80s skits as well. Nice lady that actually did some co-hosting with us as well. We appreciate that. Violet Sky. Violet Sky is very, very talented. Young person, but is just passionate about 80s. And is a terrific singer as well with the 80s kind of stuff. So that was a fun show. Lisa Six came on and talked about 80s fashion. She's a model out of the Florida area. Ashley Wall, we had a fun one with that one as well. She's we just sometimes, folks, we go out of our realm a little bit. She was a children's author is what she does. She founded her own company and writes children's books. And that was a neat one.
I want to give a shout out because she sent the books for the grandkids.
No.
Nope. Sorry, wrong show. Never mind.
No, wrong show.
Take my shout out back.
That was Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, thank you. Yes.
The actress. Yeah, I got mine as well. Elizabeth Gorsey.
See,
is an author. That was on Footloose.
Kept you around for something, DC. I didn't know what. Now I know.
Right. See? So I'm glad you said that. So Elizabeth, appreciate the books. We did get them, and matter of fact, my grandson is already wanting us to read them. We've already read them several times to him.
Yeah, same here.
So he's enjoying the books. We appreciate that.
Actually, reading them to the she's 8, and she's reading them to the younger kids now. So
there you go. So we appreciate that. We appreciate that. Yeah. So DH, any of those in particular stick out to you?
I'm going to tell you, I think two things that
any of the categories, because I don't think I gave you time.
Two things that stick out on that end for me is being able to be a part of the Magic Yarn Project.
Yeah, that's been huge for us.
And also,
what a joy.
Also, being able to partner with Paul in Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids.
Yeah, and I wish he could have been on. And I know Paul will watch this. And brother, we appreciate you so much. And just a true good guy.
When we started this thing, one of the things we said is we wanted to find a way to kind of help give back some. And I think those are ways we're doing that.
Yeah.
So we're just privileged to be a part of that organization.
Yeah, we'll talk about Paul's at the end as well.
But I'm going to tell you, DC, I think right now we need to let Roy experience some of Tammy's trivia.
Oh.
I want to throw something in real quick because you guys have said a couple of interesting things. If I can,
go right ahead. Yeah, we're open to anything.
Another little known fact is that Randy Gardner, who runs sound for us, he does all of our front of house and kind of help us build out just killer space that we have there. His wife was the drummer on Hee Haw for years.
Oh, wow.
And was a part of all of those hilarious scenes that you would see, the ladies that pop up out of the haystacks and go away, and it's all super corny, but if you're from that area, you look back on that and you're like, I don't know why I love it, but I just love it. And so
that's right,
so amazing. And they have a band, and of course we've had them out to play at our space. And the Journey Tribute to Heart, they've been out to our space and played. And all of these things have made me think about collaboration. I'm really interested. A little known fact that most people don't know, and people will say this is anti-rock and roll. I don't really kid. Kids are awesome, right? So my wife, Alice, and I, we have 12 kids. So 5 of those are adopted from Liberia. So we have a real special thing for kids. We think they're pretty awesome, So when you're talking about this Magic Yarn Project, I don't know where they are, how we might be able to pull this off, but I just want to interject. If there's a way for us to get together with those folks and collaborate and use one of our shows as just a straight up fundraiser, I'm willing to do one. And whatever we get, they can just have it. Like, I just don't care.
Wow.
That's amazing. So I know y'all know them. I don't know how we can pull that off, but
well, we will get with Shannon about all that.
Yeah, I would be super interested in trying to help support that. And I didn't mean to sidetrack us on that.
No. Oh gosh, no.
That is amazing.
That's a really cool thing, and I'd like to participate if we can.
That would be
fantastic. So, Rock and Roll Rev, are you there?
My brother from another mother.
I heard the voice of Roy himself and DC and DH. I said, I got to see my brothers.
When we heard the voice of Roy, the clouds parted and the sun came out. We knew it was going to be.
We're sure glad you joined in, brother.
By lightning.
I had to because I said if Roy's on there, I got to pretty this thing up with all 3 of you guys.
You do. That's right.
Hey. We'll leave that to you and Tammy. Y'all can handle that portion of
it. Right. Brady, do you have a video, or are you just on an audio, like on your phone or something?
Hey, listen, tell them what you're doing, Brady. Come on.
Well, that's none of their business. No, I'm just kidding. I'll show you. Hang on. Let me just see if I can get the video.
There he is. Hey.
I'll give you a hint.
We wanted to see the man in person.
Now,
I'll give you a hint. I've got my golf hat on, and there's a lot of people behind me, and it's golf is tops tonight.
Yes.
That's all
I got you.
I got you.
One of my daughters was coming over to my house, and then found out that you guys were having a party, and she said, "I'll see you tomorrow, Dad. I got plans." So I was like, "Nice."
Roy, listen, brother. Check's in the mail.
that's
That's
awesome.
all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
That's right.
Brady, can you send me one of those too? I haven't received one.
Yeah,
of
he
those
hadn't
for
got
this
any
show,
checks
so I'll
from
take
us
one
doing any of
those.
this.
He's got to have one. He got to
Hey.
buy a better hat than what he's wearing
Listen,
tonight.
well,
I mean,
listen.
Wow.
That's
Hey.
exactly right.
Listen, I've got me some Boston Scullies on order, but they hadn't came in yet. So
Nice.
Me
So they're
too. Oh my
coming.
gosh,
Yeah.
me too. Me
Yeah, I
too.
can't wait.
There you go.
There it is.
Well, I just
And
wanted to
so-
drop in here because I wanted to say how much I love both of you, and of course, Roy knows.
Love
that
you too, man.
If
Yeah.
it wasn't for Roy Barberry,
Nah, come
I
on.
would have never gotten on a stage 2 years ago and tried it again after 30-something years. And
Killed it. That's what you did.
I don't want to. I don't even. It's kind of like you get in the pool and you push the beach ball under the water. You can hold the beach ball down for a minute. 30 years later, Roy resurrected the beach ball in me and he came
Hey,
back up. You know?
and
Finally.
seeing you on stage, that beach ball never stops bouncing.
No,
It's there,
we got to keep up with the beach ball. It's easier.
Roy, I think Roy, didn't you start calling me your energy drink? Is that what you said?
That's exactly right. People
Yeah,
are like,
yeah.
where, I build the set list and then I think, okay, energy drink here, energy drink here. And
That's
I just
exactly
ride-
right.
Just ride the way
And he brings
it.
into the set.
He brings it.
it.
Folks, and I didn't introduce him completely. Brady Weldon, the Rock and Roll Reverend, is joining us. We talked about, he heard us. He has great ears because he heard us talking about him on here. And
Oh, no, I did not. Go ahead and say it again, please. I need it.
now, as you know, we're doing our end of the year show, and we're just giving props to everybody that was on here and having a
Yeah.
good time and reminiscing.
Been
And
amazing.
and we definitely appreciated you being on, and we hope that you'll co-host with us on January the 11th.
Yes, it's set. It's
I'm
already
telling
Set in
ya.
stone, and
He
that'll be
has- wait a
fun.
minute. He has been voluntold
signed.
what he's going to be doing.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
so I hate to cut you guys short. I have to get up early to drive to Florida and that sort of thing. I didn't want to miss joining. And I wanted to say this, Brady and I have we have a fun show coming up on the 11th.
Go right
But
ahead.
on the 22nd, we're going to be out at Bon Jovi's bar in downtown Nashville doing a corporate gig. I didn't even know if you knew this, but it's cool that you could rent the entire fourth floor
Wow.
for a corporate event. And it is a gorgeous, I just want to give a
Fantastic.
shout out to them. It is
Yeah.
a gorgeous room. And if any of your folks ever need a place to go host that kind of thing,
Mm.
it looks like it's all inclusive. And then next to our venue where you can turnkey all that too. I mean, no, seriously, it's a really good Nashville experience. Brady and I are going to have a great time. I can't wait.
Yeah.
We were rehearsing tonight, and we'll talk about the other songs later, Brady, but there's a bunch of Bon Jovi involved. So I'll
There you
just say
go.
we're halfway there.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we're not.
Good.
Are
Hey.
you saying, Roy? You're saying we're not going to do any Tom Jones songs at the Bon Jovi place? For
Oh.
Well, you know what? If
Come
they're
on.
paying, we're playing. So,
Hey,
I mean,
look.
sure, if that's what they want.
I wanted to see you do the Carlton up there, Brady. Get that Carlton
Oh,
dance.
he's
going.
got it. He's got it.
If I've got enough Advil, I'll promise you, I'll take it and then
Oh,
get up there.
nice. Well, listen,
Roy,
you
it's been a
guys,
pleasure,
thank you
man.
so much. Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thank you so
We
much.
will see you very, very soon.
Yeah, and I'm serious about the Magic Yarn project. I'd
Yes.
really be interested. Brady and I can work up something together around that on promotion and trying to help out. I think that's
Oh, that'd
great.
be fantastic.
And
They are
it was
such
good to
great,
meet
great
you,
people.
And the offer stands seriously. If you make it to Nashville, we'd love to have you out and talk about your books and give us a bunch of trivia. It'd be fun.
Sounds like a blast, Roy. Let's connect.
Yep, sounds great.
All right, safe
Thank you,
driving.
guys.
Hey,
Safe
love you
driving.
guys.
Safe
Happy New
driving.
Year,
Thank you.
you guys.
Happy New Year to both of you.
Year.
Safe in your travels.
Happy
We'll
New
see
Year.
you very
I'll see you.
soon.
I'll see you January 11th.
Yes, sir.
January 11th, brother.
Good to
All right.
see you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Brady.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Oh, fantastic. Just good people, and they've treated us like gold.
Amazing. Amazing.
So all the shout out to the Roy band, all those
Yes.
good people. Shannon and Brady and all of them that
Yes.
take good care of us. And it's been a blessing to meet all
And-
those great
And
folks.
Tammy, we'll have to schedule it so when you come in, you can get to the official Waffle House post conference on a Friday morning.
Have to.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's
Yes.
right. That is exactly right. Well,
I think, and I could be wrong, I could have zoned out, but I think you might have forgotten about Brotherhood.
I did forget Brotherhood.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was one of them. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
They were
Very
my
talented.
first band interviews. So
Yes.
I remember them.
I'm glad you mentioned those guys for sure. Oh yes. Great quality. Yeah. Great people.
Oh,
And Doobie Brothers, the Doobie Brothers,
Yeah.
tribute.
Georgia.
Yes,
Yep, out of
Yeah.
Georgia. Yes.
out of Georgia. Yes, shout out to the Brotherhood. Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, it's really cool. I've been in touch with a few of the people that we've interviewed, and they're just the greatest people. They're so kind and
Yes,
and generous with their time and with their advice, and just genuinely good people. You guys know how to pick them.
yeah.
Well, Tammy, and I'm going to say this. I want to thank you for everything you've done for this show.
So much for us.
I'll never forget the first time we tried to do a live and something happened with our guests. You were our first call, and without any hesitation, you jumped right in and we sailed on. So
Never forget that. Never will forget that.
We really appreciate everything you've done for us. I mean, was it 8 or 9 shows, maybe 10 this year? That
At least 8.
Yeah, it's at least 8.
According to the chat, we need to double that next year.
We
double it
well,
forward.
Ironically, since you mentioned the co-host, I want to give a shout out to all those co-hosts.
Yes.
So Tammy Devers at the top of the list, of course.
Yes.
Amy Simon, Tara P, Christina, Mary Schrank, Kathy Rankin, Sandy K, as I mentioned earlier, and Mr. Randy Patterson, our good friend.
Yes.
He did the Twisted JJ French show with us. So we appreciate all you guys.
It's just been amazing, this ride we've been on, and it just keeps growing. And it's because of all the individuals that join our show and pour so much into our show. So it's just amazing.
DH, it's been a fun year, man. I want to give a shout out to you, man. I couldn't imagine doing this with anybody else, brother. You do a great job.
I'm gonna tell you, and DC, all joking aside, brother, I appreciate everything you do. This show is amazing because of the work you put into it. I think just the dynamic we have, it just works, and I wouldn't want to do this show with anyone else, brother. So it's been an amazing.
I appreciate that.
Going into year 5, and
well, you're a dear friend of mine. Love you to death. You know that, and we've known each other all our lives. So
same here.
It's a fun ride.
As to steal another line from Roy, brother from another mother. There you go.
That's it. That's exactly right. And we're true to that. We're true to that for sure.
I think we should end on 1 or 2 ultimate trivia questions from Tammy.
I could conjure something up here, I think.
I think we should end with 1, 2, or 3. Let's end on a positive. DC, we got this.
Well, I don't know if it'll be a positive note. Yeah, I seen you stopped on that.
Let me pull Google up real quick.
Trying to figure out, I don't want to stump you too hard.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even worse if it's an easy one and I miss it.
Well, okay, so what I found is your brain's just got to be working that day, right?
Okay.
I mean, I have times where I'm like, this is the easiest thing in the world, and I'm getting old, and I don't remember, and you just can't. You're like, I know this, I just can't bring it up. So there's grace involved here.
So you're going to ask, what is DH's middle name? I know that one. I can get that one.
I know that one, so I can't tell you if it's right.
So it doesn't matter what I say. See?
Oh man. Okay. Where do we go? All right. I'm going to give you a couple of them.
That would be Guns N' Roses.
Yes. Where do we go now? Where do we go?
Nice. That was actually really good. I'm impressed.
Actually, at least she didn't answer when she said, where do we go? She didn't turn around and answer on a highway to AC/DC.
Yeah. True.
Okay. This is from most people's favorite category called the old songs, where I give you a fake title and you give me the real title.
Okay. We
All
got
right,
this,
we've done these
DC.
before. This is by Don Henley. The fake title is an outdoor cooking device at dusk.
Sunset Grill.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Hallelujah.
Yes, I finally got one.
There we go.
That's
That
it. I
was-
stop. I want.
Yeah, we'll
that
stop
one.
on that
no,
one.
No, go ahead.
Oh, come on.
All right. One more then. We'll try
Here we
one
go.
more.
Here we go.
One more? Okay. All right, this one a little harder. Okay, this is from my Doctor category from the second book.
Oh, okay.
Based on the song title, Who Needs to See a Doctor? So I'm going to give you the song title. You're going to tell me the artist, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So this person needs to see a doctor because the song is Knocked Out.
Knocked out.
Come on, DC.
Oh boy. That's an 80s song?
Well, now that you say it, I got to look up and make sure it's not really 90s.
Knocked out.
Oh, I
Knocked
should know.
out. Knocked out.
This is one of those people who was crossover 80s and 90s.
Knocked out. It's not a Janet Jackson person. Let's see.
You're
Knocked
so
out.
close. It was from 88. Nope. Yep.
Go ahead, DH. That was my guess.
A female.
I'm trying
It
to
is
think-
female, right?
I'm trying to
Okay.
think of the lady that kind of reminded me of Janet Jackson's, but she played the drums, and I cannot think of her name.
Sheila E.
Is that the one she played the drums?
Sheila E. did.
Yeah,
Sheila
okay,
E.
that's
plays
probably her
drums.
then.
She plays the drums.
That would be
Not her.
Knocked
Paula Abdul.
out.
Yes.
Ah, look at third
Ah.
try, 3 strikes.
Nice.
We got it on the third strike.
Nice. Okay. Not bad.
Very nice.
Not bad.
I was
Not
thinking,
bad.
now,
We've done worse.
Is she who's the one that had the video with the like cartoon fox where they were dancing?
That was her.
That was
That's who I
Paula.
was thinking of.
That was
Okay.
Paula Abdul.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's do one more.
One more.
See if we
Okay.
can go 3 for 3.
You're feeling good about yourself. You're feeling confident.
I'm feeling lucky.
Okay. Okay.
All right. This is from Words Get in the Way. This is a category that has languages that are either made up or truly languages other than English. You have to tell me the song title and the artist.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ready?
Maybe we should have stopped.
See what you asked for? See what you asked for.
We
I
got
know
this.
you guys will get this. At
We got
least the artist, if not the title. All right, ready? Gunter Gleben Glauten Globen.
Def Leppard.
That's Def
I want to
Leppard.
start a
Pyromania.
Pyromania.
Not the right song.
Ah, wait a minute. Let me think. Rise up, gather round, rock this place to the town, burn it up. I don't know. I don't know the song, but I
That ain't Pyromania?
I know you know it.
Wow.
Can you do it in your head?
I'm thinking, but it's not coming out. Wait a minute.
You're like almost there.
What do you want?
I want to rock and roll.
Wanna rock and roll. Yes, I do.
You
Rock
guys
on-
are
rock
so
on?
close.
Long live rock and roll. That's the song, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Rock of Ages.
Rock of Ages.
Rock of
it just came to
Ages.
me right
Yeah,
as you said
man.
it. I
So
finally got to
close.
the
Oh my
melody.
gosh. Of course.
Oh.
Rock of Ages.
Now
That's
it's
a good one.
now
We
it's just
saw them
free
this
flow.
year. You guys,
Yes.
saw
Yeah,
him
I
this year.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's even worse. I was trying to keep that kind of quiet.
So I have.
I was hoping you'd forget about that. Oh man, Rock of Ages.
If you know
Gosh.
an artist's like full catalog, and somebody asks you about a
Yeah.
song or you hear a song, sometimes it's really hard to come up with a title because you know like 150 of their titles, and they all start zooming through your head, and you're like,
Exactly.
I don't know
That's
which
right.
one it is. So that can happen.
Sure.
And I was singing everything but Rock of Ages part of it.
Yeah, you had
you-
every
you got
you had
so
every other
close.
word in the song.
So for those of you that had to put up with my singing, I'm sorry.
So I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek hint here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
have to
Please
have
do.
an episode later this year, but I'm writing another book.
Awesome.
Oh, fantastic.
It's a children's book.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So Gen X is starting to become grandparents. I know you guys know that, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so I'm writing a book that has a very sweet message about connecting grandparents and grandchildren.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But there are hints in the text, and there are a bazillion Easter eggs in the illustrations that are all 80s.
Awesome.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
So
Great.
we have Papa Jack and Nana Diane.
Jack and Diane.
Yes. So we have the children, who the grandchildren are Eddie, for Eddie Van Halen.
Oh, that's
We have Mickey, because he always looks so fine.
Yep, Mickey's always fine.
And
Yes.
the littlest one is Eileen, and she can never keep up, so the others are yelling, "Come on!
Come on, Eileen. Come on.
Okay,
I
so
love it.
you get the gist?
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
that is
Fantastic
awesome.
stuff.
The story's sweet. The kids would have, the grandkids will have no clue that there's 80s.
I can't
anything,
wait.
really.
Oh, that's great.
When I read the book, I'm gonna play the songs with it. I can't wait to get it.
Yes, I'm going to have to set up a set list to go along with it. I will have on the website like a key code to every song. So the illustrations are chock full of little Easter eggs to 80s songs. Like
That's
there will be
awesome.
a dove
Okay.
that's crying.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's awesome. I can't
There'll
wait.
be a lucky star hanging somewhere. Just stuff like that all over. And what I think is going to happen, like the kids will love it because there's like so much happening in the illustrations, but the adults are going to start giggling. They're going to get these references. And then the grandkid is going to be like, "What's so funny, Grandpa?" And at that point, now you can start sharing stories to say, "Oh, well, this is a reference to a song that was popular when I was a kid."
Ah, gotcha.
And now you're connecting with your grandkid on a different level as well. So
That's true.
And
That's
that is so cool. And Tammy, I'm going to tell you why that's so cool for me, because my grandkids and I, we kind of do that already with things like there's this place called Jeremiah's. It's like an ice cream, whatever shop, and it's really good. Well, I didn't know it was in Murfreesboro, but we saw it in Florida when we were all there. And they're like, "Oh, we got to go there. We got to go there." So we go there, and I start playing Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog. Now they all sing that,
Yeah.
And then
You're passing it along. Yeah.
The other day we were watching a Disney movie, and I'm going to say the name, it doesn't matter, Zombies, and it's the one with the werewolves. So of course, after we watched the movie, I had to play Werewolves of London. So now they're all singing Werewolves of London. So
nice.
we do
That's
that.
cool.
And
You're
that is
passing it
cool.
on.
Yes, that is
Passing
so
it
cool,
on.
Tammy.
That
I
is
can't
cool.
wait. I'm excited about that book. I'm excited.
Thank you. I am too. So
That's fantastic.
I don't have
That
a
is
release
awesome.
date yet. I just finished the manuscript like today. And I have 2 sample illustrations from my illustrator. So we've got a lot of work to do, but we're really stoked. I have a working title. I don't even know if it's going to be the actual title, but the working title is The Day We Found Yesterday.
That's awesome.
That's great.
I can't wait.
Congratulations on that. That's
Yes,
exciting
that is
stuff.
amazing.
That is fantastic.
Thanks.
Well, guys, it's been a pleasure. Real quick, let me go ahead. You do your spiel, and then I'll update people on 2025,
All right.
the first few guests we're going to have.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another episode and another year for D&D Dynamite
Crazy.
80s. It's been an amazing ride. And DC, as I've always already said, brother, love you. Wouldn't
You
want to do
too.
this with
Same to you,
anybody
buddy.
else. You do an amazing job, and I appreciate it. We appreciate
I
all
appreciate
our
that.
guests
Thank
that
you.
have become family members over these last 4 years.
Absolutely.
Start year 5, March 16th. I expect a raise, by the way.
Okay.
So,
We'll see what we can do
we'll
about
see
that.
what we can do. And folks, for the final time of the year, because I want to make sure I get this right, so I'm going to put on the bifocals.
Yes.
You can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Breaker Radio, Radio Republic, YouTube, on the Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Google Podcast, and of course our website, all D&D Dynamite 80s. And yes, I know Twitter is now X, but Twitter sounds better. So we're still in the Twitter sphere. We'll get in
That's
the
it.
Exosphere one of these days.
Right.
We're
Right.
old school.
We're old school here. Old school. That's right.
Also, want to give a shout out to totally went blank there. Help me out there. Canvas Rebel and
Nashville Voyager.
They both did articles on us this past year. Also, this past year, we became members of the Canyon Star TV family, so I want to give a shout out to them.
Appreciate Joey Canyon doing that.
So you can find us on all of those platforms. And folks, as I end off every show and as I end off this year, I hope everyone has a safe, happy, prosperous new year full of friends, family, and frivolity. And as I always end off, folks, it doesn't cost anything extra to be kind, so always be kind to each other. DC?
Amen, brother. Amen. Let's get the sponsors in real quick.
Let's do it.
DND Dynamite 80s would like to thank their sponsors, Hudson's Flags and More, Nesting Project of Smyrna, Tennessee, PJG Marketing, Totally Cool 80s, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, Jackie's Creations on Facebook, Riley Rhodes Art Designs at rileyroads.art on Instagram, and the Magic Yarn Project.
Yes.
You can find all these great folks online.
Hey, folks, make sure and check out a couple of organizations we're very privileged to be a part of, their family, Magic Yarn Project, and DC, we're going to make that connection.
Yes.
With Roy, but
so exciting news to end the year. That
very
is
much so.
Fantastic
but
news.
These folks, it's a group of volunteers. It's all volunteer, and what they do is they knit head coverings like princes and superheroes and all that for kids that are battling cancer. And I mean, what an amazing gift they give to them.
Totally free to them.
Yes. Yep. And then also, Paul Carafotis, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids. And what they do is when you give a donation, they provide free books for kids who may not necessarily be able to afford books.
Awesome.
And as teachers, we both know the importance of literacy at a young age. So check out those two organizations.
CharlieBubbles.com is where he's at. And Paul, we appreciate you joining in.
Yes.
Brother,
thank you, brother.
I'm sorry we couldn't hear you. But we'll catch up with you real soon, and check out their work that they're doing there. It's fantastic. All right, well, here's kind of the next few shows. Another exciting year already starting. We're starting to book for April.
Amazing.
It's hard to believe.
Amazing.
Hard to believe, yeah. So that's just a credit to everybody that does this show. That helps the show.
We appreciate it. Yeah,
it's all a helping hand in it for sure because people are kind of liking what we do, I guess. So we're going to continue to do it. We're going to continue to do it.
As Andy Griffith would have said, act like you got some sense about yourself.
Right. So next week we've got we start out January the 8th with Angel of the 80s. She's a DJ that plays the 80s on TikTok is where you can find her work. January 15th, Kelly Brink.
You forgot one right there in the middle.
She is a crime author. So we'll already start off doing our miscellaneous topics. Pretty quick into the year here. And January the 22nd, we've got Steve Spears.
Yes.
Stuck in the 80s podcast. Co-host is going to be Tammy Dever.
Yes.
So that's January the 22nd. So mark that on your calendar as well. Excited about catching up with Steve. Very successful podcast they run. Very well known. Maybe he'll give us a tip or two.
Hey, we might get better at this thing.
we might get a little better.
Hey, don't forget January 11th, our special show.
Yes, and I'll mention that at the end. January the 29th, to end out the month, Lori Tucker. She did a bunch of 80s music videos. She was in Van Halen's Hot for Teacher, and she's done several videos throughout the 80s. She was also a print model, magazine print art model in the 80s. So Lori Tucker will be our guest to end the month. As DH mentioned, we're at Roy's Theater January the 11th with a live show. You got the Reverend. You got a little bit of what the Reverend brings to the table with his excitement. So Brady Weldon will be our co-host. He'll do a couple of songs in the sets that night as well in the set. He brings that energy. So the Rock and Roll Reverend We appreciate both Roy and the Rock and Roll Reverend joining us. But
That should be
we're
a
excited about So we're excited about that show. They always treat us with the red carpet, and it's going to be fun. So January 11th, folks, if you're out in the Nashville, Brentwood, area, please come out to the theater and see a fantastic show. Now,
DC, Shannon did send one message that I don't know if you saw or not. This time, before we leave, we have to vacuum and put the chairs up.
Oh, okay. I think they've done so much for us. I think we can handle that. Yeah, we can at least do that. We can at least do that. It's been an honor, guys. Appreciate it. I couldn't ask for anything better to have you guys on here. That's for sure. We had a great time.
We appreciate everyone tonight.
Yes.
So love you guys.
You too. So for Tammy Dever, DH, I am DC, and DC always leads us out by saying, keep playing those 80s, my friends, and we'll see you next week.
See you next year, folks.
Next year.
God bless you guys.
Bye.
You too.
You as well, Tammy. Bless you. Thank you for everything.